Once upon a time, in the quaint village of Willowbrook, nestled between rolling hills and sparkling streams, there was a charming little shop known as the Teapot's Tale. The shop was run by an elderly woman named Granny Rose, who was renowned for her delicious teas and warm hospitality. But what truly set her shop apart was an old, ornate teapot that sat in a place of honor on the counter. The teapot was intricately decorated with golden flowers and shimmering gems, and it was said to possess magical powers. The villagers often whispered stories about the teapot. It was said that whoever brewed tea with it would be granted a single wish, but only if their heart was pure and their intentions kind. Many had tried their luck, but the teapot had never granted a wish, until a young girl named Eloan came to Willowbrook. Eloan was a kind-hearted and adventurous girl who had recently moved to the village. She had heard the stories about the enchanted teapot and was curious to see if they were true. One day, she visited Granny Rose's shop and marveled at the teapot's beauty. Granny Rose, noticing Eloan's fascination, smiled warmly. "Ah, you've noticed the teapot," she said. "It's been here for many years. Many have tried to make a wish, but the teapot has remained silent." Eloan's eyes sparkled with determination. "I'd like to give it a try," she said. "I've heard that it can grant wishes if the heart is true." Granny Rose nodded. "Very well, my dear. But remember, the teapot's magic is not to be taken lightly. What is it that you wish for?" Eloan thought carefully. She had seen how the village had struggled with drought and poor harvests, and she knew that her wish was not for herself but for the well-being of the entire village. "I wish for the land to be blessed with rain so that the crops can flourish and the village can thrive." Granny Rose carefully placed the teapot on the counter and began to prepare the tea. Eloan watched as the elderly woman poured hot water over the tea leaves. And a fragrant steam rose into the air. With a gentle smile, Granny Rose handed Eloan a delicate cup of tea. Eloan took a sip, savoring the warmth and comfort it brought. She closed her eyes and made her wish with all her heart. The moment she finished, the teapot began to glow with a soft, golden light. The light grew brighter and more intense until it filled the entire shop. Outside, the sky darkened, and clouds began to gather over Willowbrook. The villagers looked up in surprise as a gentle rain began to fall. At first, it was just a drizzle, but soon it turned into a steady, nourishing downpour. The parched land drank in the rain eagerly, and the crops began to perk up and flourish. The villagers were amazed and grateful. They gathered in the village square, celebrating the unexpected gift of rain. Granny Rose and Eloan joined them, and the village buzzed with joy and excitement. Granny Rose turned to Eloan, her eyes twinkling with pride. "You've done a wonderful thing today. The teapot has granted your wish because it saw the sincerity of your heart." Eloan smiled, her heart full of happiness. "It wasn't just me. The villagers have all worked together to care for the land, and I think that the teapot's magic was responding to the collective spirit of our community." As the rain continued to nurture the land, Willowbrook thrived. The crops grew plentiful, and the village flourished with renewed energy. The enchanted teapot remained a cherished symbol of hope and unity in the village, and Eloan's selfless wish became a celebrated story told for generations. The villagers often came to Granny Rose's shop, not just for the tea, but to listen to the tale of how the enchanted teapot had been awakened by a young girl's kind heart. And whenever they faced challenges, they remembered the lesson of the teapot, that true magic lies not in the object itself, but in the pure intentions and collective spirit of those who believe in it. And so, Willowbrook prospered, and the enchanted teapot continued to inspire and remind them that kindness and community were the true sources of magic in their lives.